Hey guys, how's it going? What you're watching here is a 6.96 average of 12 on the new, as in not yet released, WeiLong GTS version 2. First I want to give you guys a little bit of background. I've been in Costa Rica on a missions trip for the past 10 days. Well, before that I was on it, but I'm back now and I have been for a few days. And that's why I haven't made a video yet on this cube. It's been sitting at my house without me for quite a long time. But I have had a couple days in which I was able to do a lot of solves on this, get used to it, and form some opinions on it. So these are just my first impressions on the WeiLong GTS version 2. So the Cubicle sent me 2 copies of this. Well, MoYu sent them to the Cubicle, and then the Cubicle set them up, and they sent them to me. So one of them has magnets in it, and then they didn't do any lubing to it, and they let me handle that. And the other one is serviced with their full premium service, so it has lots of lubricant and stuff like that, but then there's no magnets. So I've tried both versions. I definitely prefer the magnet version, but I always do because I'm a harsh turner, so I prefer magnets in my puzzles. But both of them perform really well, so it's not going to be a deal breaker if you can't get yours with magnets. The turning of this puzzle is pretty interesting. It's a really hard feeling to explain. It's less crispy than the original WeiLong GTS, but you can still feel elements of it in there. Another big difference is that it's smaller. Maybe that's a small difference, I don't know. It's 55.5 millimeters, so that's the same size as the Volk. And a lot of people will like that change, but personally that's just a tiny bit too small for me. I like 56 or 56.5 better, but it's not a big difference. I'm still doing just fine on it. I also tend to have a few lockup issues on this puzzle, particularly on my last layer, which is typical for me. I tend to lock up more than most cubers just because I'm a little bit sloppy. I think there's sort of 2 reasons for this. First of all, it is kind of an unstable cube when you compare it to a Volk or something like that. It's not as unstable as the original GTS, but it does have some stability issues. The second reason is the corner cutting isn't all that fantastic. Like, it's very good, but there are cubes that do it better, particularly in the reverse corner cutting department. It's not quite as good as some cubes out there. And I know people say all the time, like, oh, you don't actually need that much corner cutting. But I actually use a lot of corner cutting in both directions, so when my cube has less, I tend to get a few more lockups. Not a big deal, just every now and then some catches that slow me down a bit. Overall though, this cube performs really well, and what I like most about it is the really unique feeling. It's just interesting to solve on. It's sort of glossy and smooth, but still has a little bit of crispiness to it. And it's just really an enjoyable experience using it. I'm not sure if this cube is my main yet. Still only had it for a few days, of course. I've done lots of solves on it. I've got some great times. I've got some not so great times. So I'll keep working with it and I'll form some more opinions on it. I might use it in a competition on the 8th of April up in Shaker Heights. Still not sure, of course. And I'll continue to see how this cube works for me. But I do think it's definitely worth having. It works well. It's fast, it's smooth. It checks all the boxes and it has a really nice feeling. So I don't know when it's coming out. Probably at least a couple more months. But whenever it does, I would really recommend picking it up. Especially the magnetic version is really solid. Definitely main-worthy puzzle and really enjoyable to solve on. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.